South Beach MP and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Cleola Hamilton, has found herself in the middle of a controversy after it was revealed that she was still president of the Bahamas Nurses Union, something former Labor Minister Dion Foulkes and president of the Bahamas Public Service Union, John Pinder, have both called a clear conflict of interest. However, our Charisma Robinson tells us that members of the Trade Union Congress and Nurses Union are dismissing this issue and standing behind the BNU president.
Even though Prime Minister Perry Christie has said that he sees no conflict of interest in Hamilton's position as she's not a member of the cabinet, claims of a conflict of interest continue. But TUC President Obi Ferguson today is seeking to put a stop to it. He used his position on the Bahamas Electricity Corporation's board to make this point.
I serve on BEC board. Well, that's a conflict for her. You got to be a conflict for me. Some of my colleagues, a bunch of us serve on these boards. Are you saying to me, if I sit on BEC board and there's a matter that creates a situation of conflict, I will not remove myself? Is that what you're suggesting? That's absolute hogwash.
Ferguson went on pointing out a number of Bahamians who have held positions in government while at the same time serving as union leaders.
Ms. Hamilton is not a minister in the government. I read all of the history books on Surrender, and I haven't heard one member of parliament outside of the Progressive Liberal Party at the time who had difficulty with Surrender being president of the then TUC, member of parliament, and a minister in the government of the Progressive Liberal Party. No one from opposition or otherwise to talk about conflict. Where is the conflict? Your job is to represent workers.
From the BNU's perspective, Vice President Jana Kalfani says not one of the union's 2,000+ members have taken an issue with Ms. Hamilton.
The nurses who are members of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we decide our own fate. This would be the second contract we will be signing in the history of the Bahamas as it pertains to nursing. And she was there for the first. We are at the ending part of the second one. And the members and the executives requested from her to stay on.
The Bahamas Nurses Union will most likely have elections early next year. In the meantime, the Vice President says Ms. Hamilton will remain the president as she has not breached the union's constitution. Charisma Robinson, ZNS News Network.
Well, not everyone agrees with that position. Janaea Noel Ferguson tells us why another group says the conflict of interest is clear.
You cannot serve two masters. You must have an allegiance to one or the other.
National Congress of Trade Union President, along with other union leaders, say they believe that after 5 months in office, South Beach MP Cleola Hamilton should step down from her Nurses Union President post. Trinidad and Tobago Senator James Lambert, who is a union leader, attending the CPSA executive meeting, says he's baffled that Hamilton refuses to give up this post.
It is a conflict of interest if you are an elected member and want to serve as president or any position in the trade union, because the people you have to negotiate and formulate the policies as it relates to the government, you are part thereof.
Although he holds a government post as senator, Lambert says it's an appointed post, not an elected one as Hamilton holds.
I am not aware that any elected member of government in any of the Caribbean country could remain as a member of any trade union.
Isaac Stotson shared similar views on the matter.
At some point, there is going to be a conflict of interest in reference to information, in reference to her role as a member of parliament, her allegiance to her party versus her allegiance to her members, and the wider picture of the trade union movement. So I think it would be in the best interest that Ms. Hamilton resigns.
Meanwhile, Bahamas Public Service Union President John Pinder believes the government is happy that Hamilton decided to stay on, as it could mean a win-win situation for the government.
Any problem with the nations now, they can't really open their mouth because their president is a member of parliament for the government and a parliamentary secretary. And so any problem, they'll have to kind of not be able to force the government hands because they will be going against their president. And so I believe it's good. It's a win-win for the Prime Minister if she remains as president. That's one group of civil servants he won't have to worry about.
The Prime Minister of the country of the Bahamas should realize that there is a conflict of interest and immediately says so she has to vacate. Otherwise, if she chooses to remain as a trade unionist, she should give up the position of which she was elected as a member of parliament.
According to reports, Hamilton will remain as the union's president until the union's next election. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS News Network.